Senator Rand Paul is making even bigger waves tonight over the National Security Agency's controversial surveillance program. Now, Paul says he doesn't believe what the NSA is saying about the thwarted terrorist attacks or what they will tell him in the future. WHAS 11's political editor Joe Arnold spoke with Senator Paul today.
I really don't think that we've caught anybody through any of this.
In a stunning pushback to the National Security Agency, Senator Rand Paul tells WHAS 11 he doesn't believe the NSA's claim that 50 potential terrorist attacks were thwarted by the controversial telephone and internet surveillance of Americans.
You'll notice when they say they've stopped 50 potential terrorists with this or other means. They've always had a name and they trace phone records. I'm for that. You ask a judge, you get permission.
In an interview with WHAS 11 earlier this week, Senate Intelligence Committee member Dan Coates of Indiana complained some members of Congress were mischaracterizing the NSA program for political gain. Coates says he personally invited Paul to meet with the NSA director.
I deal with this hours and hours and hours every week. I'm happy to sit down and talk to you about it or invite you to learn more about it. I just want to make sure the American people are getting the true story.
Paul says he has met with the NSA and has known about some of the classified programs for over a year, but has been hamstrung by not being able to complain or investigate them publicly.
Part of the problem is that I've lost some confidence in the credibility of the intelligence community because they lied to us. In March of this year, they were asked, are you collecting any data on Americans? Any data? And they said, no, we're not collecting any data on Americans. And that's just a falsehood, and so it makes me worry that I may not be told the truth.
And as Paul visits in Louisville's West End, he suggests his mistrust of the government resonates in the African-American community.
There was a time in our country when we would just say, oh, people are guilty. One of it was when we judged the guilt of African-Americans by lynching. So people say, oh, that's a dramatic comparison. Well, that's why we have steps and processes you go through to make sure you don't have adjudication of guilt without a trial, without a lawyer, without a judge involved.
Though the NSA, IRS, and other controversies play directly into Rand Paul's playbook, he tells me he doesn't think it's his presence in Washington that has put those controversies on the front burner. At the Plymouth Community Renewal Center in West Louisville, Joe Arnold, WHAS 11 News.